Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Camille Majdali.
We've only just launched into a new series and getting a focus on the biblical character of Sampson and zeroing in on his strengths and weaknesses. We discover that we can see ourselves in the strengths and weaknesses of Sampson as a biblical character. Camille, if we're talking about Sampson, I guess there's probably some modern day alignments we can bring, maybe even sporting stars that might come to mind when we talk about these sorts of strengths and weaknesses we see in Sampson.
Well, yes, when it comes to strengths and weaknesses, look at high-profile people and watch for yourself, because everybody has strengths, everybody has weaknesses. It's just that the high-profile people have an abundance of both. When it comes to sport, let's take the Australian sporting scene, which I don't claim to be an expert on, but obviously if you live in a sports-mad country long enough, you'll pick up something. And I did notice that, especially in Victoria, which is where I come from, of course, what's the sport that is renowned there? It's the AFL. And I've noticed in the AFL, and to the greater degree in Australian sport, that because of certain factors, that it appears to be a scandal every week, either on or off the field. I'm going to mention a particular player, but not by name, and whoever they are, I really do wish them well. They are the kind of person that in the natural had everything to live for, Neil. They had it all. They had the notoriety, they had the fame, they had the popularity, they were good looking, they were well built, they would be the dream person. And I'm thinking of someone in particular who won awards as Premiership Player or the All-Australian or the best and fairest of their team or Brownlow medalist or captain of their team. Think of one like that. Everything to live for. And yet, this particular individual got into so much trouble with the law, trouble in the pubs. And then, of course, on top of it all, they had a substance abuse problem. How on earth can you have all these positive things and yet fall into the depths of bondage, of addiction, and what have you? Now, I don't say this to condemn anyone. We really do need to look at these things with humility and faith. If not for the grace of God, we could be in the same thing. So we're not superior in any way. But think of the contrast. Power and vulnerability side by side, like the wheat and the tares.
Somehow or other, the issue of maturity comes to play here, because these sporting stars, Camille, they start very young and they have lots of money and, as you say, lots of power. There's lots of celebrity status. The idea of maturity is obviously an issue when it comes to how we might deal with these strengths that we might have and the weaknesses that might be simmering under the surface.
You've hit on an excellent point, Neil. Maturity makes a massive difference. And this is going to be a problem because we do have in our society, and in fact in the Western world, an increasing sense of immaturity. People saying things that are wrong, false, unsourced, irresponsible, and not just irresponsible in word, but also in deed. And when people are irresponsible, then the responsibility falls on everyone else and we have to carry the can. So somehow we have to make maturing a goal, just like the fruit must ripen on the tree if it's going to be fit for consumption. So if we're going to be all that God would have us to be, we need to grow up in Christ.
Faith and the Future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Camille Majdali from Teach All Nations. For more from Dr. Majdali, including books and DVDs on prophecy, Bible commentaries, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future, go to vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.